Hello and welcome to the marketplace. In the next 30 minutes, of course, the banks reject assertions that rising fraud cases in the industry is due to the poor service conditions of workers. Also in the bulletin, the Ghana Statistical Service sets to put out preliminary results of the 2021 population and housing census in September. We'll hear from the government statistician on this matter.
Once they approve of the release calendar, we're going to put it out there. But I'm pretty certain that barring whatever challenges in the month of September, we should be able to put out the preliminary results.
Also, commercial banks are rejecting assertions that the rising fraud cases, as we've already heard in the country, is due to poor working conditions of workers. It comes. The Bank of Ghana set a new through-it report showed that a significant spike in fraud, with the value of reported cases reaching close to 1 billion cedis. Well, we do have all these stories and more coming up in detail after this break. Do stay.
Hello, my name is Nathaniel Atto. You can catch up with all the fun and inspiration on the Joy Sports link here on Joy 99.7 FM, together with all other shows over and over again. It's very simple. All you need to do is go to myjoyonline.com/podcast and relive all of those fun moments over and over again. Joy 99.7 FM, your radio for discerning listeners.
Joy 99.7.
You're welcome to the program. Later in the bulletin, we shall bring you excerpts of the just launched EcoBank Housing Fair, the JoyNews EcoBank Housing Habitat Fair, which is going to be taken off this year. We shall give you details of that. But in our first story, the Ghana Statistical Service is set to put out preliminary results of the 2021 population and housing census in September. The population and housing census is expected to reveal the population of the people of the country, as well as structures that will help in taking critical developmental decisions in Ghana. Speaking at the closing ceremony of the training exercise organized for the post-enumerators of Winneba, the government statistician asked for cooperation as the 21-day enumeration survey kicks off across the country.
Nearly 400 enumerators have begun the post-enumeration survey by the Ghana Statistical Service. The enumerators are back on the field to assess the quality and the content of the 2021 population and housing census. Government statistician Professor Samuel Kobne-Nim says the preliminary results of the 2021 population and housing census will be released in the coming days.
Once they approve of the release calendar, we're going to put it out there. But I'm pretty certain that barring whatever challenges in the month of September, we should be able to put out the preliminary results.
Professor Nim called for support to make the post-enumeration survey a huge success. He says the essence of the exercise is to assure themselves that the 2021 population had quality coverage as well as great content.
This is not an indication suggesting that the data that we collected during the census exercise was not of quality. This is an international requirement that anytime you do a population housing census, it is important you get people to know the level of confidence that you have in the quality of the data. So we are following international procedures, for which reason we are doing the post-enumeration survey.
Chief Technical Advisor of the UNFPA, Dr. Collins Opio, outlines what the post-enumeration survey seeks to add to the 2021 population and housing census.
We are going back to a representative sample of the census households. Those households that we go to, which are just about 1% of all the households in Ghana, we are going to go back to them with just a few questions or basic questions on characteristics that we want to check. But the most important thing that we want to do is we want to go back to those households and ask them questions about the census in terms of how many people are there during the census, to ascertain that everybody in those households during the census were in fact enumerated. So this is really basically what it is to validate the census results.
The enumerators have begun the post-enumeration survey and they are expected to finish the 21-day exercise on the 14th of September. Reporting for Joy News, Richard Kwejenya-Akon, Winneba.
Now to a story, of course, of much interest to homeowners and prospective home buyers. A partnership between the Multimedia Group and EcoBank Ghana for its annual JoyNews Habitat Fair has the potential to solve the over 2 million housing deficit in Ghana. This is due to the kind of platform provided by partners in finding a solution to the housing challenge over the years. Speaking at a short ceremony to launch this year's event, The Managing Director for EcoBank Ghana, Dan Saki, expressed confidence that the event is a solution to housing deficit challenges faced in Ghana. He's also been explaining some innovative products the bank will provide to potential homeowners who will be at the fair.
A couple of weeks ago, we worked with enterprise trustees to try and bring a new variant to the mortgage finance business, because we all are aware that one of the major hindrances to people being able to access mortgages is the initial 20% deposit that is required. So if you are looking at a house that is even worth 100,000 cedis, then you need to raise 20,000 cedis. And obviously 100,000 cedis will not be able to give you anything significant. If you are talking about $50,000, then you should be able to raise $10,000. So that initial deposit that is required has always been a barrier for a number of people who want to climb the housing ladder. So we said, given that every worker, or most workers, let me qualify it, have access to pensions that they are putting up, we believe that you should not wait until you are retiring before you be able to access your pension and acquire a house. Why can't we put our heads together, work with the pension fund trustees, and ensure that your pension that is being built up can start working from you from now? That is, the initial 20% deposit that you need to provide can be provided using your pension as collateral. So it takes away the initial headache where you need to provide this major deposit, and quickly brings a lot more people to the market. It is for the same reason that today we are going on the second phase of our partnership with Joy FM, talking about the EcoBank Joy FM Habitat Fair, working with the other partners gathered herein. We believe that we should be able to expand the stock of housing available. Our message to every worker is that we can help you realize your dream. Come to EcoBank. You do not need to provide an initial deposit, and we will work with you. Naturally, somebody will say that then you are focusing on only the formal sector. We believe that we can also tailor-make solutions for the informal sector. And just as we are deliberate about some of the things we do, I am sure we are all deliberate about the education of our children, we are all deliberate about where we stay, we are all deliberate about what we do. It is time that we become very, very deliberate about decisions regarding our housing.
Well, this year's EcoBank JoyNews Habitat Fair is under the theme Home Ownership, to Build or to Buy. The Chief Operations Officer for the Multimedia Group, Ken Ansah, has assured that both patrons and participants will meet their expectations during the main event because there is a good track record of the event in the past few years.
Of the housing problem. We at JoyNews and Multimedia are only facilitating and creating the platform for these great solutions to come together, to be presented to you who needs a home, and to get you a one-stop location where you can tap into these various services. The theme, which is home ownership, to buy or to build or to buy, I believe it's not an either-or situation, because over the period, these same solution providers have demonstrated to us that if you want to build, they are there to help. And if you want to buy, they are also there to help. So without much ado, I will say again, a big thank you to all the stakeholders, our headline sponsor, EcoBank, and all other stakeholders who are making this possible. We believe that as we've been doing in the past years, and especially last year, we will also be delivering to you a super program that at the end of the day will deliver results to you out there who needs a home to buy or to rent, and to our stakeholders here who are making or going to make this.
Meanwhile, one of the major sponsors, Census and Habitat, also urged the opportunity to give a snapshot of some uniqueness of the rent-to-own project. Here is the project manager, Daniel Ohene-Edu.
Census and Habitat happen to be the lead developers, running and leading in this awesome project. We believe that our new towns and cities must breathe. And you are aware how our towns are sprawling, how we are urbanizing very fast, and it appears that, there is no solution on how to curb the unplanned, urban sprawl. It is why Cities and Habitats is involved, and it is why the Planned City Extension Project has come to stay. In fact, as we speak, there are calls all over the country, very strong calls all over the country, and it's quite encouraging that a few months ago, we had a call from a government department of a neighboring country wanting to have some insight into what is going on.
And for those of you out there wondering, should I buy a house or should I really build it myself? You can get all the answers in this year's edition of the JoyNews EcoBank Habitat Fair, which will have mini clinics coming up in the subsequent weeks. We shall keep you updated on that one. But away from that, 7 government agencies have so far been migrated onto the Ghana card. It is expected that 17 agencies will comply by the end of the year. The chief executive and founder of Margins Group, the implementing company for the Ghana card, Moses Baden, has disclosed that telecommunication companies will also be migrated onto the card before the end of the year. It will save Ghana $1.5 billion if all government agencies can be migrated onto this platform. So far, 15.68 million people have been onboarded. 16,000 foreigners have also been registered who are paying for the card. By now, it is expected that some 500,000 foreigners should also be registered. That's a short form of the target by more than 60%. Let's hear from the Margins Group boss, Moses Baden.
So basically, the organizations themselves have to go through the transition. Today, 5 organizations are transitioning. SNP is almost done. National Insurance is almost done. They have all the data. The banks are on board. They are being onboarded as we speak. The telcos are going to verify the numbers of national ID so that you know that the numbers are who they claim they are. Don't have all those fraud issues. We're still discussing how we're going to do that. The Controller and Accountant General's Department is on board. Passport Office, so that your data goes straight to the passport office. You can't change it midstream. It's on board. And so we have all these institutions currently being onboarded. But under NIS laws, there are 17 mandatory institutions. If you take NIS law as amended, you find that there are 17 mandatory institutions, and then there are LI 2111 as amended in 2016, I believe, or 2017. And all these mandatory institutions are all government institutions who need to give you a service, but they need to identify you. They can do that seamlessly. Today, we have verification platforms built with the NIA, where even if you don't have your card, we can verify you in 300 milliseconds. So you can see the effect of that. I mean, if there's an accident and we don't know if people are there anymore, we can find out who they are. I mean, the savings are multiple. So to answer your question, because I know you have more questions, now I answered the holistically, right? So yes. you get e-government services, and 17 institutions are mandated to join. 7 of them are joining as we speak. The Vice President put a deadline for 31st December for all this to happen. But it's not an easy, if you look at the case study of this is the biggest instant issuance project, period, that has been done in the world in real time. And people don't recognize how difficult it is.
When you were speaking, you spoke about how about 95% of identity cards that have been implemented in various countries, projects in various countries haven't worked, either by business models that were used or transitions and all that. What's going to make this a long-lasting one? You've spoken about business model. Is that enough to carry this through?
This is the first national ID project in the world that has been led by an African company. Conceptualized, designed, built, financed by an African company. And because the private sector is co-financing with governments, we have an interest to ensure that it's delivered over the 15-year period, And the model that's built has a revenue model that is market-driven. Because if you take banks, for instance, the reason why our credit is high is because there are so many fraudsters who cause bad loans that we can't collect. So those bad loans get piled up on our cost of risk. So interest rate goes up. So you see Bank of Ghana hasn't changed its rate. It's very low. What accounts for the difference between the Bank of Ghana base rate and the bank lending rate? It's risk. But if you know where everybody lives, and you know they are who they are, they can't hide, right? Interest rates should come down. I mean, I can talk for a long time, but the multiply effect is that without a proper identification, fundamental database that prevents ghost names, that prevents fraud in SNIT systems, that prevents fraud in NHI. I mean, forget about that, even the people in the revenue. The amount of money that government saves, and the fact that the need is actually market-driven, means that it's a sustainable revenue model that's built on a proper contract, that has proper service level agreements, proper risk arrangements, proper review mechanisms, has the private sector and the public sector working together to ensure that it's sustainable. Do you get me? Because you need to hire the right people to do this kind of work. The right people cost a lot of money. Only the private sector can afford that. You need to make sure that citizens' privacy is protected. Only public people can do that. So that public-private partnership is the best of both worlds. And it's designed right here in Ghana, and we know it will work because both parties are determined that it will work. And I mean, the relatives, they each know the pudding, right? This is the first time that 15.685 million cards have been issued, and more than 80% of them have been issued instantly. In an environment like that. I mean, mass registration was April 2019. In 2021, we ended in December 2020, despite COVID. We've done already 15.6 million, what we couldn't do in 10 years, from 2006, when the first national ID was awarded. You see the amount of time. So for me, we crossed a critical point. It's just the renewed interests and the political willpower from government. Private sector, we are margins, we are committed, we don't have a choice, otherwise we have too much invested in it.
And that was the CEO of Margins Group, interacting with Odilia Ntiamwa, head of Joy Business, regarding the migration to the Ghana card and the progress made in synchronizing close to 17 national agencies. You're still watching The Marketplace, and we shall be giving you much more stories up ahead. By the meantime, let's go for a short commercial break. We'll be right back.
What's up, guys? My name is Sammy Forson, host of the Weekend City Show and Ignition right here on Joy 99.7 FM. Well, anytime you happen to be busy and you miss out on your favorite shows right here on Joy FM, here's what you can do. Log on to myjoyonline.com/podcast. Just go on there and you'll find all your shows on demand 24/7. There you can catch up. Remember, Joy FM remains your radio for discerning listeners.
Joy 99.7.
And welcome back. Government is expected to complete the establishment of a mobile application to ensure a simplified mode of filing taxes October this year. That's the deadline. The Vice President, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, says this will aggressively increase Ghana's revenue mobilization. We have more in this report.
According to the Vice President, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, The Revenue Assurance and Compliance Enforcement Initiative is part of government resource mobilization framework to aid in the recovery of the economy. Speaking at the launch of the initiative, Dr. Baumia said the introduction of the project will be the last line of defense in ensuring the effective mobilization of domestic revenue, noting that digitalization of tax collection and administration is crucial in addressing tax compliance issues in the country.
6% today. And so we've made a major leap forward. The question, however, is how to convert this 86% into actual taxpayers. That is the key question that we have. And this is why we are putting this machinery in place. This is why we are doing this. Thankfully, the Ministry of Finance, under the leadership of Ken Oforiatta, and the Commissioner General of GRA, working with the Economic Management team, have initiated work on a mobile application for the filing of taxes. I'm happy to say that the mobile application for the simplified filing of taxes should be ready by October this year.
The Minister of State in charge of Finance, Charles Edubuayin, said the 30 billion cedis out of the 100 billion cedis expected to be mobilized for the Ghana Cares Obatamba program is to be generated through domestic revenue mobilization.
GRA and RACE will work together to reduce tax non-compliance and revenue leakages, improve the efficiency of tax administration, and improve risk management and fiscal planning. Over time, we expect to capture potential taxpayers in the informal sector who deliberately avoid taxes, improve risk management mechanisms, and influence the design of tax policies.
Also at the launch, Commissioner General of the Ghana Revenue Authority, Reverend Amishadai Owusu-Amoah, said the initiative will improve the effectiveness of taxpayer services and promote voluntary tax compliance.
For us to be effective, there must be enhanced digitalization. There must be cooperation among various parties. We must ensure that both the domestic and the customs front, we are effective and efficient in the collection of taxes.
The Financial Intelligence Center and the Economic and Organized Crime Office, the authority will be able to meet its target of 30 billion Ghana cedis.
Let's see how that goes. The Chief Executive of the Ghana Enterprise Agency, Kosi Yankee, is urging the youth and women in horticulture to monetize knowledge and skills acquired. According to her, the horticulture sector is a billion-dollar industry which, when invested in, will benefit the economy. She spoke to Joy Business on the site of the 2021 Ghana Garden and Flower Show.
The Ghana Garden and Flower Show, a flagship event of the Ghana Garden and Flower movement, initiated by Stratcom Africa, is aimed at promoting benefits of gardens and flowers with regard to income generation, job creation, clean and healthy lifestyles, beautification of the country's public spaces and homes, as well as the promotion of environmental conservation among Ghanaians. Chief Executive of Stratcom Africa, Esther Koba, urged the students to see horticulture as a business.
They have a lot of money in their banks, that is, in their books, and in the classes and lessons that they are taking. They have treasure that they need to take seriously. We can only provide the platform to add more. We have people investing in the knowledge that they have, and they don't even have to pay anything for this. So they should take it seriously. With them, we are stressing a wealthier Ghana, which then makes us greener, cleaner, and more beautiful. They hold the key to a lot of wealth in this country, and they should take this seriously.
Meanwhile, Chief Executive of the Ghana Enterprise Agency, Kosi Yankee Aye, says her outfit is open to supporting the horticulture industry to build resilience.
share with them experiences of how they could build resilience, how they can strengthen their ideas, how they take advantage of the opportunity to build and grow stronger in supporting the horticulture and the floriculture sector in Ghana. Across the world, it's $1 billion industry, and today what I had to share with them was, how do you turn this into a business? Most often people see it as theoretical when they practice it in school. It's the theoretical part that they have the opportunity to engage with. But at this point, our engagement with them is, how do you turn horticulture, floriculture, the study of agriculture, into a business? And once you turn it into a business, it becomes profitable. It also creates the opportunity for you to turn this into a job making, able to engage more youth, create job opportunities, which would also translate into wealth generation.
And of course, that's how we end this edition of The Marketplace. I'm Charles Aite. For more news, you'll log on to myjoyonline.com, where you get all the updates in business and the world of politics. Many thanks once again for watching. Enjoy the rest of our programs.